Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 71-year-old male. Now, first thing you want to understand is you can go directly to our website. We've got these free quotes on just about every page. Click the state that you live on. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And click the coverage amount. Fill in your birthday, the other info. Click Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the best rates for you. And you can be a very well-educated consumer at that point. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you out with that as well. Now, first thing you need to understand or ask yourself is, as a 71-year-old male, is $15,000 worth of insurance going to be enough for your needs? Now, that would typically be cremation or burial. The average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. And if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony, that in addition to the cremation, that'd probably be $3,500 to $4,500. So definitely, if you've got a $15,000 policy, you're in good shape right now. If you don't have any insurance, is $15,000 appropriate? We recommend people don't overinsure, meaning don't get more insurance than you really need. And a lot of times we'll get a person that we're helping and they'll say, well, I want to leave some money behind for my children or my family. And what we really recommend is just get enough of this insurance to do what you want it to do as far as burial, cremation. Any extra money that you would have spent on more insurance, just spend that on your family while you're alive. You'll have those memories yourself while you're alive, and they'll have those memories for the rest of their life. And that's probably a lot better than giving extra money to an insurance company. But for a cremation where you're just coming home in a cardboard box urn, we'd probably recommend somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000. That will give you more coverage right now, because at age 71, you probably want to live to 81 or even higher. So I want to get a little bit extra coverage just to cover the cost of inflation as prices go up in the future. And if you're going to have that cremation with the ceremony, maybe look at somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000. That should be more than appropriate. We really don't think you need $15,000 for cremation. Now, a burial in the United States is going to cost roughly around $10,000 right now. And if you've got $15,000 policy, you're probably in decent shape. We would typically recommend between $10,000 to $20,000 for a burial. Now, if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check right now, we can't imagine there's many funeral homes that wouldn't get it done. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be fairly meager, but we can't imagine them just saying no to a $10,000 check and, making you walk down the street and then one of their competitors gets the check. So just understand it's not going to be anything fancy. And also at age 71, as you get older, it's going to get more expensive due to inflation, especially once you get up into like 81 years old, 10 years from now. So we would typically recommend somewhere, like I said, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Now, if your budget's limited and all you can afford is a smaller amount, like, even $3,000, $4,000 for a cremation or $10,000 for a burial, then get that insurance right now, because you can always add more coverage later. And, with first day coverage, that's going to protect your family immediately. Now, that is one thing we recommend you get, first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend the 2-year waiting period plans at all. Now, what a lot of people would say is, I want that first day coverage, but, they ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health. And our response to that is, that's our problem, not yours. So what I mean by that is we work with a whole bunch of different insurance companies, and they all have different underwriting requirements. So typically we're able to get people first day coverage. That's like 90 to 95% of the time we're able to get people first day coverage or benefits. So let us worry about that. The only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd probably refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing that happens every week to us, is we get somebody who calls up and they said, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. And the funeral director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get paid out, get a check in our hand so we can get that check to the funeral home director's hand. And then they can do whatever with their loved one. The challenge is there's no insurance company in the United States that will offer a life insurance policy to a dead person. It does not work out that way at all. And it's really sad that somebody passed away and they knew they were going to die someday and they just didn't take care of this. And now their family's suffering both financially and emotionally. And what a terrible thing to do to your family. So this insurance it's affordable. If you can't afford as much as you want, get what you can. But don't leave your family on the hook for these expenses. What a terrible legacy to leave behind, that, you know, anytime your name comes up, everybody thinks about how you just left these bills and this burden for them. Don't be that person. So again, one thing we don't recommend is a 2-year waiting period. And Colonial Penn's probably one of the better known 2-year waiting period companies with their $9.95 plan. And yes, that $9.95 plan does have a 2-year waiting period. There's other companies out there too that have 2-year waiting periods. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, and there's other companies out there too that's the only thing they offer. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that the only thing you qualify for if you're over age 50 is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we go, ha 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 ha. Nothing could be further from the truth, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. So don't fall for that silly marketing. Don't be that way. But let's look at Colonial Penn here. Now, a lot of 71-year-old males would look at that commercial on TV and think, oh my gosh, for $9.95, I'm probably going to get $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 or maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. They're probably thinking it's a good thing I waited so long. And then they talk with a Colonial Penn agent or get on their website like we've done. And a 71-year-old male, $9.95 for 1 unit of coverage. It's only $657. $657 is not even enough for a cremation in any place that we know in the United States. And it doesn't matter because it's not going to pay out in 2 years anyway for any health or medical related cause of death. So $657 today is not going to be worth that 2 years from now. So, you know, just watch the whole marketing hype and really be skeptical about these, you know, these crazy wild numbers that you see advertised on TV, because there's just a lot of heartbreak behind many of those numbers. Now let's take a look here. Colonial Penn, they've got a deal where they're they've got per unit pricing, but the older you get, the less coverage you get. And at some point, you can't even get beyond a certain amount. So I'm going to max this out and see how close we can get to 15,000. So see, 15 units, which is max, you can only get $9,855. So if you wanted 15,000, you can't even get it from Colonial Penn with their $9.95 plan. And it's $150. But let's go see what first day coverage would look like and what the price difference is. So we've got 15,000 right here, male, age 71. Let's go get quote right there. And let's jump back here again, right around 10,000 for right around $150 a month. So $15,000 would be $108. I want to show you the number here just so you know I'm not kidding. 15,000 would be right at around $108 with Trinity Life. They're a great company. We work with them. We can get you insured with them. Level coverage, which means first day coverage. But look at this. It's $40 more expensive, give or take. And that's a month. And you're getting $5,000 less coverage, more than $5,000 than you would through this company here. So what we've seen in the past is that Colonial Penn, on average, they're like 200% more expensive than some other companies out there. And the Colonial Penn's got a 2-year waiting period plan. And they will also give you the privilege of overpaying on this policy for the rest of your life. So in this case, it's a $40 difference. That's $480 a year. After 10 years, if you were 81 years old, you would have overpaid $4,800 roughly. And you'd have $10,000 worth of coverage with Colonial Penn. And you'd have $20,000 through this company, and you will have saved $4,800 roughly. So why would you do that? Why would you overpay? Oh my gosh, we'd rather see you keep that money in your own pocket and spend it on your family. Don't be silly. Let's find another company here and see. Okay, and you'd be able to see all these different insurance companies on our quoter. But Lincoln Heritage, I mean, they're a good company. I suppose. I mean, their pricing's higher. It is level coverage now, which means first day coverage. Now, the reason the price is higher is they've got a program where when you pass away, they will call 2 or 3 different funeral homes maybe to try to get the lowest prices. They may do a couple other things, but they charge a premium for that. So that's $142 roughly versus $108. So I'm going to say that is roughly, I'm going to say it's roughly 30. I think it's like $34 or something, but $30 is easier math for me. So that'd be $30 a month. That's $360 a year. After 10 years, you will have overpaid at least $3,600 based on the math here, roughly. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying $3,600 to have a company make 2 or 3 phone calls, maybe do a couple other things for what seems like it would be maybe an hour's worth of work? It doesn't. Most people would say that kind of seems excessive. So what we actually recommend is we've got a funeral and estate planning guide. We provide that free of charge. And what you can do is you can just fill that out in advance and say who gets what goes where, what you want to happen when you do pass away. And that way, we recommend you just keep it with your insurance policy. And that way, when you do pass away, your family is not only protected financially, but they're also protected emotionally so that they don't have to worry about this. All they need to do is open that up and just follow your wishes, just execute your wishes. And they'll have the peace of mind knowing that everything's laid out for them. They're doing everything right. And that, they're just honoring your wishes. And again, you've protected them financially with the insurance policy, but emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And in the cases of some insurance companies, it can save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, like over $4,800 more in some cases. So be a smart consumer. Even other companies out there that, that it just adds up over time, like Lumico's, 122 versus 108. So that's roughly $14 a month. I'm going to say that's 12-ish. That's 144. You're overpaying right around probably $1,500, $1,600 after 10 years. Again, why overpay when you don't have to? So you can go to our website, funeralfunds.com, fill out our quoter. You can use our toll-free number. Give us a call, 888-862-9456. Talk with one of our agents. Now, if you have an existing policy and want to price shop it, we can help you there. If you have an existing policy and you want to add more coverage, we can help you there. If you need brand new coverage, we can help you there. And if you just have any questions or concerns or need some help or tips or anything, we can help you there. We look forward to that day when we do meet. And we just look forward to actually helping you out with this. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.